Dr. Nasser Hussain is here. I am an analyst and educationist. My area of research is globalization, regional politics, as well as the issues of Pakistan politics, political economy, national educational system is my more, better area where I keep on talking about.
Welcome to Pakistan Peace Channel. I am Imran Ahmad. Today our topic is Pakistan-China relation. Pakistan and China has a long-lasting friendship. So they both countries have lies between relationship strong. There is a CPEC China-Pakistan economic corridor. Sir, do you think what mutual interest do you see between China and Pakistan?
Thank you. You provided me this chance to speak on CPEC. Uh, if we would like to analyze the impacts of CPEC on Pakistan and China and their relationships, just for one moment, we must go back into the history. Pakistan and China are strategically partner. Its reason is Pakistani warm water sea, Arabian Sea, and Karakoram Highway connects China with the world oil trade, that I may say a lifeline for Europe and United States of America. So if Chinese develop CPEC and its industrial zones in our region, in our country, so it means they are very near and they are controlling the lifeline of the world. So owing to this, we can safely sum up that Pakistan and China both have great strategic interests in CPEC.
CPEC. Okay, sir. How do you see security situation in Balochistan affecting the Gwadar port project?
Oh, yes, this is very pertinent question. You know, CPEC is a game changer in this region. If CPEC is developed, if Gwadar seaport is developed and it attains the status of international seaport, you know, Gwadar is 38 to 40 kilometers away from Muscat and Oman. Then the competitor seaport of Gwadar are Bandar Abbas in Iran and then the seaports of India. So Gwadar is the nucleus point.
Okay,
It connects, you know, lifeline of the world.
okay,
It connects the Indian trade.
okay,
It affects Bandar Abbas as well. You
okay.
know, Iran and India have very good relations. And therefore, China has invested $400 billion in Iran. I went to Iran in 2017 and I noticed very keenly and I observed the situation in Iran that the Iranis are using the high speed trains. Iran is developing their roads, motorways, railway tracks, and their seaports. So, Chinese are basically trying to spread a network
Yes.
in Iran, in Pakistan, as well as in they want to connect it with Central Asia. And just one minute. And from north, they want to connect Russia with Central Asia. So it's a very huge build, operate railway initiative, right? If Balochistan is unstable, then definitely Chinese will reduce or minimize or will give up the uh, investment in Gwadar. It's the reason that India interferes in Balochistan and other countries like the big state, big stakeholder, US does not want to develop Gwadar because their stake is the lifeline of the oil trade route, and their stake is that they want to have the hegemony in the Indian Ocean and Diego Garcia. So it's a very great game. Now it depends upon Pakistan.
So if we talk about the neighbor countries, you have told me that Iran and India. You know, India is enemy of Pakistan and China. And last time, our army captured spy Gulbashan Yadev,
Yeah.
Indian army officer. He was working in Balochistan for destroying, for creating terrorism. So our brave army captured it.
Yeah, it's the reason what I was trying to elaborate. It's the reason that the Indian Raw tries to destabilize Balochistan because India and the other big stakeholders like US and its allies, they do not want that peace must prevail in Balochistan. But our national interest is that Balochistan must be peaceful. If Balochistan is peaceful, Balochistan can feed not only whole Pakistan, but Balochistan can bring uh, you know, uh, jobs, employment, and their standard of lives of the Balochs can change. So Gwadar is basically the game changer in this region, not only from economic point of view, but from military point of view as well.
Okay, sir. My next question is that China opposing permanent Security Council membership for India for the sake of Pakistan.
It's uh, yes, they are opposing India for the sake of Pakistan, but the question is why they opposing, and are they seriously opposing for Pakistan? There may be two viewpoints. One point is that definitely they have their interest in Pakistan. They have uh, their economic and trade route in Pakistan. Through this route, their 3,000-mile distance shortened, and they get rid of the Indian threats. But the second point is very, very important, is that militarily, Security Council plays very important role in the international affairs as well as in the um, some sort of conflicts in the countries. They are resolved in the Security Council. China views it with a very broad spectrum. Number one, they view with it that if they get the Security Council veto power, they might come to the level of Chinese. Pakistan and India have no comparison in China, and they have the comparison because their population is almost on the same and equal. Their country are wide and very vast, and their economy is very vast.
So, sir,
So Chinese view that they must not be there because they might challenge Chinese.
okay.
So therefore, the national interest of China is that Pakistan must be secure and developed.
Sir, CPEC, CPEC, do you think CPEC will affect India? How intense will the effect will be?
Yes, I have just explained it that
Okay.
it will affect India particularly from economic point of view, because this is a century which is not a century of physical wars. This is a century that is not a century of physical occupation. This is a century of economic warfare. And in the economic warfare, United States of America has great interest in Indian economy because there live more than 1 billion and 40 crore people. So China wants to control the world economy. So if CPEC is developed, if Central Asian state starts business through Gwadar, if China reduces the distance and China gets rid of the Indian threat in the Indian Ocean, and militarily they are safe, and economically they are more safer, because then they will be on the on the brink of the lifeline of the world. They will have close contact with the Middle Eastern countries for oil exports and imports. CN, LNG, coal, and that comes from Central Asian are very rich. So it's the game. India then will be very much affected. And in the last, if this plan is completed and gets success, India has to surrender before Pakistan and China, because India definitely then wants to get route from Pakistan to Gwadar, wants to get route from Pakistan to Central Asia. Otherwise, India cannot reach there because they are landlocked countries, and they are connected from Khyber Pass. They are connected from China. They are connected from our sea, only the shortest route. And Bandar Abbas, then Iran will also turn its, because $400 billion investment in Iran is not a small sum. It's a big amount, and it will totally make Iran very close, strategic, and military as well as a trade partner of Chinese. So Chinese, basically, Amar, China is a nation. They are very calm. They do not become overwhelming while they are completing projects. They keep calm and they watch and they observe very, very seriously where they feel. They give the advice to the friends.
Okay, sir. Will the CPEC affect Pakistan relation with America? You know, the America right now as a nuclear superpower and China as a superpower. So both countries have competitions,
Yeah.
and Pakistan is attacked with both countries,
At,
China and Pakistan,
mm,
and also included Pak-America relation. You know very well.
Actually, Pakistan luckily is located at a place which place makes it very strategically important for the world. Americans, since 1947 to now, Americans have always been interested in Pakistan. Not for Pakistan. Their romance with Pakistan is not due to Pakistanis, or Pakistanis are not an exception. The exception of Pakistan is the warm water sea. The exception of Pakistan for American is its land and sea routes that connect from northwestern border of Afghanistan. It connects with Afghanistan to Central Asia. It connects from Iran to Turkey and onward Europe. Then Pakistan is connected with Wagah border and Khokra Par, Manabad and North Khunjrab Pass. So America knows very well that Pakistan is a location from where the world is connected. Chinese also understands this. Now the question is very pertinent and it must be elaborated briefly. In Pakistan since 1947 to onward, when Pakistan decided to join the Western allies, then Chinese were fighting for their liberation. In 1949, they got liberation. They became Republic of China. Until 1970s, they could not get the membership of UNO. Pakistan played the role and they got it. And in 80s, they started to develop themselves as a economic power. So now America is lagging behind in economic development than China. Chinese trade has spread all across the world and they are supporting the poor and underdeveloping nations through their industrial goods. In Pakistan now cheaper goods are available and Pakistani seems more smart than previous, old Landa. They are not sending us, they are not sending us given up.
That is quality,
Yes,
due to financial
they're,
crisis,
they're,
people buy very
yes,
cheapest things
because
from China and each and everywhere.
yeah, they are actually providing financially the cheaper goods to give the confidence of the people and to work. So this is a very, very important how Pakistani's cash, how Pakistani policy makers and Pakistan strategists and Pakistani politicians understand this global game. In this global game, definitely Chinese and Americans have a clash. It's quite evident. Chinese and American have a clash.
Big clash, we
Big
can
clash,
say.
very, very huge clash on economic interest. And when economic interests are involved, they are the national interest of the country. Now, depends upon Pakistan, according to Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, whether we should have good relations with just 2,000 miles away friends or 1,000, 8, 9,000 miles away. So Americans have never been serious with any country. They only come in a country. They only establish their relations when they have national interest. Now they have left us. They have left Afghanistan in the lurch of the history.
Yes.
When their interest finished,
So,
they went away.
obviously we have seen in newspaper there is many spreading news COVID-19. The COVID-19 spread from China. Sometimes they are blaming American. This is for creating from China. China is also telling about American. So sometimes and America also has faced difficulties. They also talk about the medicine COVID-19 vaccine from China. So that is a big competitions, big revival things are going on reverse. So, sir, China products, CPEC, each and everything is increasing in Pakistan, coming from Pakistan. Chinese people, good relationship, good friendship. In future, a question arises in mind. Do you think that the implementation of China-Pakistan economic corridor will be can give a hand China in global or?
Yeah, actually, CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, is a important economic development.
Okay.
Since it develops, it starts operative. The benefit is with Pakistan. Chinese will benefit, but when you provide some sort of logistic facility to any country, we have transit trade agreement, with Afghanistan. So Afghans come here and use our seaports, they pay to us, so we get the tariff. So if CPEC is developed, and Chinese, according to CPEC, there have to be established almost 70 economic zones, and 400 Chinese companies will establish their business in Pakistan. Now, if 400 companies of China comes to Pakistan, definitely, if they are allowed, they can establish monopoly. So my question is, that would be the Chinese colonialism. That would be the Chinese hegemonic designs to establish, and Pakistan economy will become subservient or heavily dependent upon them, and our economic development will stop. So this question can be addressed only if Pakistan signs agreement with China that they will transfer technology and they will bring their own higher management, and rest of the manpower, skilled and unskilled, semi-skilled, they will be Pakistanis. Then definitely the technology and the learning and the economic per capita income of Pakistan will start to increase. Then Pakistan must bound China that they will use raw material of Pakistan. They will buy raw material from Pakistan and they will sell the products in Pakistan on the Pakistani price. and in abroad that's their business. This I'm suggesting because I have been in China for 5 years and I watched that they used their manpower as one of the great tool. Because in 80s, when Deng Xiaoping, president of China, opened the Chinese economy for all the world, then multinational companies manufacturing automobile, aircrafts, even Boeing makes there, even their space shuttle spare parts are prepared there, manufactured there. But Chinese said, in China, the products will be sold on the price of China's government control list. So if they can ask them that our manpower is open for the world, so the world companies now, every motor industry, car industry is manufacturing their aircrafts are manufactured, every sort of, even from needle to aircraft that is manufactured in China, right? If the same has happened in Pakistan, and Chinese companies who are interested to establish business in Pakistan, they must be bound to work and to develop their business on our conditions. Then our economic interest will not be undermine. But if they are given liberty that they can work, and then our industrial sector is already sub-qualitative, their quality is substandard, and so the result is we will perish. So this is the most important point, that our industrialist, our economist, our business community, and Pakistani labor market must understand that Chinese must be allowed to work in Pakistan, bringing their technology, and only their higher management, 3 4 people. Rest should be Pakistanis.
Should be Pakistanis. So we are proud to Pakistani, being a Pakistani. We welcome to all neighbor countries, especially China, China and Pakistan as for our friendship. So I'm thankful to you, Dr. Nasir Hussain Bukhari Saab, for giving me such a time, precious time. It is a wonderful talk. So viewers, I will request you please subscribe and like and wait for our new